There are a few moments in life that are more nerve-wracking than meeting the friends of your girlfriend, boyfriend, or significant other. And today, we're going to watch two of these scenes. Our next dinner party scene is from a 2000 movie called The Invasion, starring Nicole Kidman. So what do you need to know to watch this scene? Not much. The guy sitting next to Nicole Kidman, the blonde guy, Daniel Craig, is her current boyfriend. And they are at an embassy dinner party. That's all you need to know. Oh, it's the Czech embassy, the embassy for the Czech Republic. Oh, they say it in the scene, but I'll say it anyway. Nicole Kidman is a psychiatrist. So here is Nicole Kidman in The Invasion.
So, Ben tells me that you are a psychiatrist. It's very interesting. This is exactly what I need.
All you need is what every Czech needs, a stiff Russian boot up your behind.
It's a pity they don't make Russian boots anymore. They're all made in China.
You seat me beside a beautiful woman without introducing me, and now you insult me.
Oh, don't let him get started, Henio.
I'm sorry, Yurish. My humblest apologies. Dr. Bennell, you have the honor of meeting one of Washington's most notorious diplomats, my friend and the source of this exquisite caviar, Russian Ambassador Yurish Kaganovich.
Nice to meet you, Ambassador.
The pleasure is entirely mine. Heinrich's guests are usually as old and as ugly as I am.
I beg to differ. No one's as ugly as you are, Yurish.
You know what Czechoslovakia means in Russian, Doctor? It means a doormat.
Someone still speaks Russian. I thought it was a dead language.
My cheeky friend and I pretend to enjoy ourselves, but secretly we are bitter rivals, exploiting each other for personal gain. I am here to drink his expensive champagne, and he invites me because I can get the real caviar. A veneer of civility hides our true self-interest. It's the nature of our world, yes?
Yorish, be good.
I'm only curious. I say that civilization is an illusion, a game of pretend. What is real is the fact that we are still animals, driven by primal instincts. As a psychiatrist, you must know this to be true.
To be honest, Ambassador, when someone starts talking to me about the truth, what I hear is what they're telling me about themselves more than what they're saying about the world.
Quite right. Well done, Doctor.
Well, perhaps you're right. Perhaps being a Russian in this country is a kind of pathology. So what do you think? Can you help me? Can you give me a pill to make me see the world the way you Americans see the world? Can a pill help me understand Iraq or Darfur or even New Orleans?
Don't be drawn in by his madness, Doctor. He is Russian. He needs to argue like he needs to breathe.
All I am saying is that civilization crumbles whenever we need it most. In the right situation, we are all capable of the most terrible crimes. Imagine a world where this was not so, where every crisis did not result in new atrocities, where every newspaper is not full of war and violence. Well, this is to imagine a world where human beings cease to be human.
While I'll give you that we still retain some basic animal instincts, you have to admit we're not the same animal we were a few thousand years ago.
True.
Read Piaget, Kohlberg, or Maslow, Graves, Wilbur, and you'll see that we're still evolving. Our consciousness is changing. 500 years ago, a postmodern feminist didn't exist, yet one sits right beside you today. And while that fact may not undo all of the terrible things that have been done in this world, at least it gives me reason to believe that one day things may be different.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome, Ambassador.
Excellent. Ben, of all the women you've brought into our home,
no.
This is the one we give you permission to marry.
Now look.
Oh, no, I've been watching you two all night in the way you look at each other. Oh, so beautiful and smart.
You see, this is what happens. They say whatever they like in this household, and then they claim diplomatic immunity.
Think of the children you could have.
Enough!
So one of the many things I find interesting about this little dinner party scene is that none of what's going on really has anything to do with Nicole Kidman. She is in one of those odd situations where you drop in and these two people who you don't really know very well are having some kind of something going on between them. And you don't know their history, and you just kind of have to work your way through it as best you can. And I like the way she looks at the Russian ambassador, played by the late great Roger Rees. So last week in that clip I showed y'all from John Adams, there's that moment where John Adams sort of looks around the table and suddenly realizes for the first time that he is being tested, and there's certain look comes over his face. Nicole Kidman, the whole time that this Russian ambassador is ranting at her, is giving him more or less the same look. She knows that she is being tested. She's being tested because she is a psychiatrist, and there's all these people out there who seem to think of psychiatrists as one step away from charlatans and snake oil salesmen. She's working very hard to pass this test for her sake, for her boyfriend's sake, who is sitting next to her, and for the pride of psychiatrists everywhere. So this guy is being rather hostile and rather aggressive to Nicole Kidman's character, but she does not get hostile or aggressive in return. She doesn't even get defensive. She hides all that, and she goes in a different direction. She takes it all in. She listens to all of his concerns with seriousness and sympathy, and she repeats his point back to him so that he knows he has been heard. She doesn't negate what he said. She accepts it and then says, but there's also other information out there. And then she makes her point. It's a very canny, smart way of dealing with somebody who is in this sort of emotional state. She doesn't try to turn off his feelings. She acknowledges that he has a lot of truth on his side, but then just points out that there are other things that are also true. And the whole time she's doing this, she is slowly altering the emotional tone of the conversation to bring it back to something that is a little bit more suitable for what's supposed to be a fun dinner party. And then he smiles and nods, and it's clear that this was all some kind of test, or maybe not a test, maybe just a game, like a party game.
Who's going to play with Alan and me? Everybody?
And then the Czech ambassador and his wife changed the tone even more. And they put Nicole Kidman's character into that terrible position of talking about marriage in front of her boyfriend, which is something that nobody likes, and you should never do it. Don't do it unless you want to break up that couple. And she smiles and laughs in a nervous way when I bet what she really wants to do is say, shut up. So I said in my last video that these dinner parties are taken by some people as a kind of rite of passage, or worse, a kind of initiation. And I think that what they are putting Nicole Kidman through in this scene can be seen as a kind of initiation. Does she have what it takes to be this guy's girlfriend? Because this guy is a part of this set, and this is how they talk at dinner parties. Can she handle it? And she winds up giving this very eloquent speech, and at the end, everybody applauds her. It's just like the way Leonardo DiCaprio gave a beautiful speech in his scene in Titanic, and the way that John Adams gave his beautiful speech to all those French aristocrats in that clip. So we're going to move on now to another scene of a girlfriend meeting her boyfriend's friends and family. This is from Notting Hill, a 1999 movie starring Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant. What do you need to know before watching this scene? Well, again, I'm assuming that a lot of you have already seen Notting Hill, but it is 26 years old, so maybe some of you haven't. All you need to know is that in this movie, Julia Roberts plays Anna Scott, a huge movie star who's basically Julia Roberts. And she meets this regular Joe who works in a bookshop, or maybe owns a bookshop, played by Hugh Grant. And he brings her around to meet his friends and his sister. His sister is played by Emma Chambers. So here's Julia Roberts, Hugh Grant, and a bunch of other people in the dinner party scene from Notting Hill.
Having you here, Anna, firmly establishes what I've long suspected, that we really are the most desperate lot of underachievers.
Graham.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. In fact, I think it's something we should take pride in. I'm going to give the last brownie as a prize to the saddest act here.
Right. All right. Well, obviously it's me, isn't it? I mean, I work in the city in a job I don't understand. And everyone keeps getting promoted above me. I haven't had a girlfriend since puberty. And nobody fancies me. And if these cheeks get any chubbier, they never will.
Nonsense. I fancy you.
Really?
Yeah. Or I did before you got so fat.
You see? And unless I'm much mistaken, your job still pays you rather a lot of money, whilst Honey here earns 20 pence a week flogging her guts out in London's worst record store.
Yes. And I haven't got hair. I've got feathers. And I've got funny goggly eyes. And I'm attracted to cruel men. And actually, no one will marry me because my buzzies have actually started shrinking.
You see, it's incredibly sad.
Yeah, but on the other hand, her best friend is Anna Scott.
Oh, well, that's true. I can't deny it. I mean, she needs me. What can I say?
And most of her limbs work, whereas I'm stuck in this thing day and night in a house full of ramps. And to add insult to serious injury, I've totally given up smoking. My favorite thing. And, well, the truth is, we can't have a baby.
Oh, Belle.
C'est la vie. So, we're lucky in lots of ways. But surely that's worth a brownie.
Well, I don't know. Look at William. Very unsuccessful professionally.
That's true.
Divorced. Used to be handsome, now kind of squidgy around the edges. And absolutely certain never to hear from Anna again once she's heard that his nickname at school was Floppy.
You did? I can't believe it. Thanks very much. Thank you. All right. Well, at least I get the last brownie, right?
I think so. I think you get it.
Well, wait. What about me?
I'm sorry. You think you deserve the brownie?
Well, a shot at it, at least, huh?
All right, well, you'll have to prove it. I mean, this is a very, very good brownie, and I'm going to fight for it.
I've been on a diet every day since I was 19, which basically means I've been hungry for a decade. I've had a series of not nice boyfriends, one of whom hit me. And every time I get my heart broken, the newspapers splash it about as though it's entertainment. And it's taken 2 rather painful operations to get me looking like this.
Really?
Really. And one day, not long from now, my looks will go. They will discover I can't act. And I will become some sad, middle-aged woman who looks a bit like someone who was famous for a while.
No, nice try, gorgeous, but you don't fool anyone.
Pathetic effort to hog the brownie.
What I like about the scene is that it's a little bit of a reversal from the ones that we've been watching so far, which is that the rich and powerful person is the outsider, and she has to demonstrate whether or not she can fit in with these not rich, not powerful people. And it's the complete opposite, but it's also exactly the same. She still has to go through this initiation, like Nicole Kidman and John Adams. And if you watch Julia Roberts smile, because she's smiling throughout the scene, there's a different undercurrent to each smile. Mostly, what I'm picking up on is that she is trying to figure these people out. And it's not easy because they have a strange little ritual that they go through. It's sort of a game. And what she says is more or less, can I play? And it's a little bit of a ballsy move. And you can see that they're all just a little skeptical. Can she pull this off? But that's all secondary to the main point I want to make about layered acting in this scene. because they are doing this dangerous dance. And it's both the actors and the characters in the scene. They are playing around with the line between funny and sad, between comedy and tragedy. And this is risky, both for a romantic comedy and for a dinner party. But one of the really impressive things about this movie is how they manage to pull it off. Watch any one of them. When they are giving their little speech about why their life is so sad, they're playing a strange game of layered acting. Are they really sad? Or are they making a joke? Or is it not either or, but both? And I think that's it. And I think that's the particular kind of sense of humor that Anna Scott, Julia Roberts' character, has to figure out if she is going to spend time with any of these people. Now, before I start talking about what Julia Roberts is doing in the scene, I want to draw your attention to what Gina McKee and Tim McInerney are doing, because they are really nailing this odd tone of turning our tragedies into comedy, or at least refusing to give in to sorrow and insisting upon making a joke without in any way denying the reality of the sorrow. And then, once the rules of this little game are set up, we turn to Julia Roberts, and we have to try to figure out what it is this woman is feeling. Is it all just a joke? Is she just trying to win that brownie? Or is she really opening up about her deepest fears? And so in all of them, in their performances, you see this strange give and take back and forth between the honest vulnerability and the sophisticated Weisenheimer. They've got to be able to feel the sorrow in a real enough way, in a deep enough way, that it doesn't just disappear when it's time to make a joke. I guess the question for Leonardo DiCaprio in that scene from Titanic from last week was, can a poor person feel at home with the rich? And in this case, in Notting Hill, the question is, can a very rich person feel at home among the poor? So I guess in Notting Hill, there's this kind of subtext, which is something like, can Anna Scott, Julia Roberts' character, be fully human when she is so privileged, so pampered and protected? Because to be fully human requires some kind of hardship, some kind of striving, and also sorrow. She doesn't have any of that. Can she ever fit in with regular people? And this is sort of what the Russian ambassador is getting at in the scene with Nicole Kidman. Can a psychiatrist give him a pill so he stops feeling all the horror at the terrible things that human beings do? Would human beings still be human beings if they weren't behaving this way and if they weren't registering the sorrow? So for those of you who don't know, The Invasion is a remake of The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, in which this alien life form invades Earth very slowly, taking over people's bodies and turning them into these pod people. And so you watch these crazy, eccentric, wonderful characters.
I'm not saying it about a man like Kibner. I'm saying it about Kibner. He dashes one of these things off every 6 months. It takes me 6 months to write one line sometimes.
Turn into these soulless, lifeless automatons. And the aliens all say, but it's so much better.
You'll be born again into an untroubled world.
Because there's no more suffering.
Truthful Parson Brown, living in a southern town, for doing good and talking good, he was known around. He had a most peculiar way